All right. Good morning for about 15 more minutes here. Tyrell Datweiler, Hill Productions here at Bobalou Billiards in Roseburg, Oregon. It's day 2 of tour stop number 1 of the Northwest Women's Pool Association 2025 tour. We had one match earlier, which I was not commentated. Just got here a couple racks in, turned the cameras on just so we had some pool going. But now we're going to be trucking through the rest of the day with commentary. We've got a 5th, 6th match coming up here between Linda Massey and Tammy Parlette. That's an A-side match. Winner will move on to play for the point. And the loser will jump over the B-side, keep trucking through the bracket that way. Just waiting for Linda to make her way over here. Tammy hitting balls on the table. And we'll get started. Playing 9-ball on 9-foot tables here. The TV table is a 9-foot diamond. The majority of the rest of the tables are Brunswick Gold Crowns. Using BCA rules, general standardized BCA rules. 9 on the snap, roll out after the break, 3 foul rule in effect, jump cues, all that good lovely stuff. You may have noticed that there are 2 streams running. They are identical, except for the fact that one will not start and stop. One will just be running all day. That is labeled non-stop stream. And the other one will start and stop per match with the player matchup with the names listed, just for ease of the players finding it later, or, you know, when you get that notification. If you're subscribed to the channel, you recognize a name, you can tune in if it's a player you're following in particular. Otherwise, if you just want to put it on the background and let it roll, I recommend the all-day stream. One thing to note that there might be a little break between matches on finals day, but every round starts and the next round does not start until the previous round finishes. So it is possible that the TV match will finish and we'll have matches on one of the other tables still going for a little bit. So just be aware. There might be a short break between matches. Otherwise, jump in the chat, say what's up. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll try and answer them the best I can. Hit that like button. Share the stream if you can. Let people know that we've got a free pool stream going until probably 7 or 8 this evening as we power through finals day here at Bobalou Billiards. And if you don't already, subscribe to the channel. Get those notifications when I go live at all of the tour stops this year. I am the official streaming partner for the NWPA. Appreciate them having me on. Let me tag along. All right, Melinda hitting some balls now. Surprised the tournament director isn't getting on them, since I know both these players were hitting balls warming up previous to this match. Well, if you don't already, also go out and follow the NWPA. You can find them on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. If you're a player interested in joining or playing one of the stops this tour, you can get more info or register at playnwpa.com. Stay in the know and find the tour schedule out there, the rules and regulations, dress code, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Now, shout out to our sponsors while we're waiting. Thanks to Littman Lights, the official 2025 tour sponsor. Diamond Mine Northwest, Diamond Pool Table Distributor here in the Northwest. Table sales, delivery, and our host venue, Bobalou Billiards, here in Roseburg, Oregon. So I'd like to thank all of them for their sponsorship and support of the tour. Got a few events if you're in the area here at Bobalou's coming up. But yeah, we appreciate the sponsorship, the support. NWPA is a non-profit organization, so they rely heavily on community sponsorship to put this tour on. So go check out our sponsors, or if you are a business or someone looking to sponsor a stop, you can get a hold of the president or the board through the contact info out on the website, playnwpa.com. NWPA also has the note of being the largest membership of any women's regional Q Sport tour in the U.S. As I mentioned, also a nonprofit supported by community sponsors and members. And the overriding mission of the organization is providing opportunities Pacific Northwest women for advancement in their Q Sport journey, as well as showcasing the best players in the Pacific Northwest. All right, we've got the lag here. It looks like Tammy has won that. She'll break off first. This is an alternate break format, racing to 6. As I mentioned previously, we had 42 entries into this tournament. We are down to the final 8 after our first round this morning. As I mentioned, this is an A-side match, so these players are guaranteed 5th through 6th at the very least. Had $1,000 added to this event. So on the top side still, we have Amy Wilson McDonald playing Sarah Moore In our other 5th-6 match, obviously Linda and Tammy here on the TV table. And then on the B side, we've got Sheila and Sophia, table 8, and Nicole, Massey, and Andy camping on table 7. Those are 7th, 8th matches. If you're interested in the bracket and how these players got to where they're at now, you can find that out on Digital Pool. Just type NWPA 2025 tour into the search. It should bring that bracket up. We have an undercut from Tammy there. Gonna bring Linda to the table. No, and Linda responding with a little bit of an overcut there. Oh. See how Tammy wants to play this ball in jaws. Clip it really thin and come straight back. Or you can go around the 6 ball if you choose. She's opted to go around the 6. It's worked out well. One danger there is if you overhit it, you can get real close to your work. Waiting for Sarah behind her to break rack so she can get in there. Should be able to just go into that foot rail right at the top of your screen and come straight back down the table for the 3 in the side. Gap between the 3 and the 8 looking pretty tight. Trying to swerve around the ball here, maybe. I think she was trying to go through the gap and have a little slight Massey catch after. Sorry, Cal, I wasn't looking at the other chat, asking if Nicole played already today. She did. She did play the opening round. She is on the B side. So the first, that 9th through 12th round started at 10 this morning. I believe she won her match 5-2. She is now playing again versus Andy Camping on the table just to the upper left corner of the screen here. It looks like she already leads that one 1-0. So it looks like she does not have the edge of that 6 going for her jump cue. Jump bank this at the 9, or jump cut it to the lower left. Nope, jumped all the way over the ball. Easy to do when you're that close to the impeding ball and your object ball is not that far past. And then the ball in hand, looking to solve these 4 balls on the table. Shoot it into the left side, stop shot. Shoot the 7 in the upper right, roll forward for the 8 in the side. One option. She's gonna try and draw below the 7 for the 7 in the same pocket, or is she gonna go into the rail and around it for the 7 the same side? She's gonna go into the rail for the 7 in the opposite corner. The 9 is impeding the pocket for the 8 ball, so she's gonna have to go forward to the other side of the table, shoot the 8 in the upper right. She could stun over there for the 8 in the side. Just need to be wary of that side pocket, depending on how you play this. Does look like maybe she's stunning the ball. I think maybe I would have just played the top shot and let the cue ball come across the table. That way, if you're kind of close to the rail, caused her to have to elevate her cue to get down into that ball. You lose a bit of accuracy when you're jacking your cue up like that. Well, ball of blue. I think if you're gonna go for the cut here, want to play it with some speed, let this cue ball go a few rails. And that way you get to the proper side of the 8 ball. You baby this, you can end up on the wrong side. And like I already mentioned, that 9 ball is in the way of the 8 going in there. She's gonna play safe. With the 7, so the 8's in the way. Maybe was also trying to tuck the cue underneath the 9. A little bit of a slow start for both players here on the TV table. As I mentioned, the majority of the other tables are Brunswick Gold Crowns. And I have heard that they play a little bit different than this diamond. So there's only 2 diamonds. And of course, the TV table is one of them. So often when the players are playing here, they've just come from playing on one of the gold crowns. And there is a little adjustment required. The pockets play just a little bit different. At least at the end of the day yesterday, the pockets were playing a little stingy. Saw a lot of balls holding up. Good safety there. Just crossing that ball to this head rail here at the bottom of the screen, sending the cue ball to the foot rail. Well executed. So Tammy used to be out of the Vancouver, Washington, Portland, Oregon area. Just learned that she has relocated south to the area around here, around Roseburg. I believe her Fargo now says she's in Sutherland, Oregon. Linda plays out of Portland, Oregon. Linda actually plays in the BCA league that I run out of Sam's Billiards up in Portland. I'm very familiar with both of these players. Tammy used to come to uh, bar box tournament that I ran some years ago in Portland quite often. Showing the 8-ball. Should be a gimme here on the 9-ball. Tammy looking to draw first blood, and she does. I'll look at the tour schedule for the NWPA this year. Got 7 stops this year. This is our first stop of the year here in Roseburg at Bobalou Billiards. End of May, 1st of June, we'll be in Vancouver, Washington at the Silver Star Saloon. And then we headed Salem in June, knocking out this I-5 corridor here in Oregon right off the bat. The Salem stop will be at Phil's Bar and Grill. Then in July, we are going to head east to Boise, Idaho to the Pocket. Following that, up in Kennewick at Players Sports Bar in August. Take September off for heading up to Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington. Great pool hall there up in Capitol Hill. Just recently had a World 9-ball tour stop there. And then we'll skip November and cap it all off with our final stop and awards banquet at Scratch Billiards in Fife at the beginning of December. As I mentioned, I'm the official streaming partner, so go subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get notified when we fire that stream up at each and every one of those stops. And if you are a player interested in playing one of those stops, go to playnwpa.com. Get the lowdown, get the info. You can register online there when the registration opens up for each of those stops. I'll have to ask Nicole later. I don't remember how early in how much in advance when those the registration opens up for each of those stops. Because I know as a tour player, you can play as a non-member up to 2 stops, and then you have to pay your membership dues. But there's also the perk of being a member is you can sign up immediately once the registration opens. Registration for non-members doesn't open up until later, a few weeks after the initial registration. So there are perks to being a member. I believe the entry fee is also like $5 less if you remember. So on the plus side, everything has a pocket. There's some navigation issues down there just because of where the 9-ball's laying. So going from the 2 to the 3, got some traffic to avoid. And then the 5 to the 6. To plan where you land on the 5. Well, might see a flyer at the 9 here. So the good thing about this is the 2-ball is going to be going away from the 9. So if you do hang the 9, at least the 2 is not sitting there for your opponent just to take a freebie. She, no worries about hanging it there. Tammy's going to advance her lead to 2-0. Mount Cal, saying he's never been to Oregon. Always known it's beautiful country though. Yeah, well, yeah, if you're ever out this way, you should. The West Coast, definitely check it out. Got a little bit of everything. We got the coast, we got the mountains, we got trees, we got high desert. Yeah. Actually, not terribly far from Crater Lake where we're at here in Roseburg. Fortunately, it's in the wrong direction for me on the drive home. Like to stop by Crater Lake when I get a chance, although it only happens about every 10 years or so. It is quite the sight.
running down the
Tammy just gonna roll out, bunt the 8-ball to the foot rail. She may have hooked her a little bit. Tammy might have to swerve around this ball. Not positive. She might have just the edge. Queuing pretty flat, so she must have a piece of it. No, she had a lot more of it than I thought. Commenting that she hit it too soft. I would concur with that. It's left window of the full ball. Well, I looked away. Really, she ran into that 7-ball a little bit. Looks like Munda's grabbing her jump cue now.
Oh, the setup work's got a little wedge in it. That little part where
I think she tried to cheat the pocket a little bit. Create some angle from that cue ball to get on the 4. You mentioned this pockets were playing a little stingy last night.
That's why I said I'm sorry.
Yep, a little awkward bridging for Linda here. Yeah, she misjudged her contact on the ball, drew to the wrong side. Straight back bank on the 4, or she could just try and play safe. Just try and bank it onto this right side rail. Oh, maybe that's the set. I can't see. Shadows on this table are screwing me up. I thought the 4 was the one right there by the pocket. No, don't mind me. It must be the 7 ball. Well, the 6 is in her way. Well, she's left a shot, but she hasn't given that ball in hand. Seven does make this pocket awfully big. Maybe it's the 8 ball. I just cannot tell, even looking across from where I'm sitting at the podium. All right, I can see the number on now. It is the 7 ball. Looks like she's got room. She can play into the point of the pocket, the lower right here. No, she can hit the full ball. I like playing to the point though, because it guaranteed that you were gonna come off the edge of the ball and that cue ball was gonna track back out of that pocket.
I don't mind winning.
Sure.
You guys in a couple months.
Yeah, another tough one here. Close to the rail, jacked up. 9 ball? Well, 9 ball's definitely in play now. Looks pretty good. They're going wide. Went just a little wide. More close to the 6, but she should have it in the left side, no problem. 6 just, or the 7 just sitting pretty. 9 as well, both balls in front pockets. Oh, a little scary. Cue ball going forward on her. But gonna get away with it. Tammy's gonna go up 3-0. Halfway there to the magic number of 6.
You pleasant look and drink that again.
First game, I thought that was the thing. So, looked like so why you were shooting the pipeline. It's not the football thing. It was no. This one did this angle, the number is the color.
Well, it was even more confusing when the 3-ball was there by the 7 ball, and I thought the 7 ball was 4-ball.
No, it's such.
It was straight in, and I just, I'm like gentle.
No, I saw it.
Yeah,
What am I gonna do now? I thought the 7 ball was the 4 ball. I thought you guys were not seeing it. You guys were shooting at the wrong ball. That was completely my fault.
That's why they're at the table and we're up here.
I'm just thinking, okay, how do you roll this? What do you do? To re-rack it? I don't know.
All right, pretty good break from Linda there. Cue ball is a little south. Of the center of the table where ideally we like to squat the ball. It looks like the 3 is going to have to be a 3-8 combo. But otherwise, yeah, once you deal with the 3 and the 8, I don't know, like this table should be pretty straightforward after that combo. Big thing with the combo, big requirement there is managing your 3 ball to make sure you have a shot on the 3 afterwards.
Well, never mind then. I know.
She banks. I'm just gonna push it into traffic. And it's still got an edge of it. Should be able to just clip off that ball. Yeah, I mean, just checking to see if that ball was frozen or not. Well, looks like the 1-8 is now the combo instead of the 3-8. You had mentioned before, you gotta manage the 1 ball. It's where the side you hit the 8 ball on. It's going to determine what direction that 1 ball goes afterwards. Ideally, yeah, you just want to, you know, she's just going to play safe, I think. I like that. Because with that combo, I generally like, just rolling the 1 into the 8 so the 1 stays in front of the pocket. But the problem with that, the angle and the speed, the cue ball was going to be kind of like this. So she just overcut the ball. And the 1 now goes past the 8 freely. See if this 4 ball is in the way of the 2-rail kick here. Wow, what a shot. It was right there. About all you could do was just hit right in front of that lower left pocket. Well, I think she got the hook. Tammy probably gonna need the jump cue here. Which it does look like she's going to go grab now. Yeah, I definitely like the jump here. 7 balls kind of in the way of your one rail kick. And that, that ball's just out in the open. You got plenty of distance from the 4 ball. So you can kind of, those low arcing jumps, you don't need to get a lot of height. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just caught that ball on the real thin side. She hits it full, she had a good chance of potting it, and highly unlikely scratching. And we are back to this 3-8 combo. Looks like that worked out. Managed that well. She knew that 3 was going to track to the left there. The only risk was that 9 ball. I think maybe she was over focused on holding that cue ball for the 4. It's one of those things that we do sometimes where if we decide how we're going to pocket the ball, we adjust how we're playing the cue ball, take our eye off the aim. You can make all those decisions before you get down. Oh no. All right, opportunity for Linda here. The 7 is south of that side pocket enough that she doesn't have to get completely straight. I think she would have liked to roll forward a little bit more, a little more angle than I think I'd like, but it's still a manageable shot. Make sure you don't go straight side to side. You need to draw a little bit. Actually got a little too much of it. It'll be interesting to see how much angle Tammy has on this ball. So that's gonna determine how easy it's gonna be to get back on this 9 ball. Obviously, cue ball path is coming back down towards us down table. I think you want either a little bit of left or a little bit of right on there, one or the other.
Like 2 weeks last year, 2 weeks in this session.
Linda just needs to get down and focus. Just focus on making the ball.
You know,
Oh no. Oh boy. That's a bummer. All right, so I think Linda's gonna take a break, go try and collect herself, refocus. I think it's a good use of the break there. All right, I'm gonna mute up for a minute here while we wait for the players. Stay tuned. Be back in a minute.
At least the winner five is so you're down to the final four. That's the one that I did about 3. Bobalou. Hey, Bob. You tell him your ball. Hey, Bob. Hey, what's up? How you doing, huh? How you doing? Good. Asleep? No. No. Never, right? We need more. Sure. No, no, it's, I just gets involved. You guys have a couple.
All right, players are back. I'm back. Tammy breaking off there. Made a ball. Have a look at the one. The 3 might be a little bit in the way, or at least making that pocket significantly smaller. Maybe she's looking at the combo. Maybe banking it away. I thought maybe that ticky would put the one ball in, but it stays up. Feels like Linda could really use a roll right now.
That's what we need, little buzz and, huh?
He's a little funny. That gap's bigger than it looks on the screen. Be able to just cut that in. She's got to draw this really well to avoid all of those balls over there. 7, the 8 especially. Remember the 8, bad things could happen. Ball run forward there. Don't love that, but she's kind of stretched out, so maybe it was just easier. Just take your medicine afterwards with this a little bit. It's still a very makeable ball, just a little bit more of a cut. Maybe this may have been a factor there in the miss, just a little more difficult. If she could have held her cue ball back, a foot or so. Yeah, she's left the 7 ball. The only thing in her favor, though, is the angle is away from the 8. Tammy either needs to roll it in, take a long shot on the 8 ball, or she's got to go 1, 2, 3, 3 rails around. Try not to run into the 9. Just because bad things can happen when you run into balls, and you don't need to. I mean, to me, the natural path there, the 9 doesn't look like it's in play at all to run into unless you really dig into that ball. But she did run around 3 rails. I'm just not sure if she missed it or she tried to bank it. I think maybe gotta look at the carom here, just because the 7 doesn't really have a pocket. And you can just roll the 7 up to the rail playing this shot. Great shot from Linda. She really needed something to go her way finally. Get on the board here. Real momentum builder, just getting that first game on the board can often turn the tides. Yeah, just a shout out to our sponsors here. Whitman Lights. It's our official 2025 sponsor of the tour. And then our stop sponsors, Diamond Mine Northwest and Bobalou Billiards. Bobalou also the host of venue for this stop this weekend. Appreciate all of our sponsors. Without them, we would not have a tour. NWPA is a nonprofit, so I've mentioned a few times, rely on community sponsorship and support to put this great tour on each year. So thank you again. Lynn's been making the ball on the break. Seems like the cue ball is getting away from her down table. I think her last one, the cue ball was like right in the middle of the rack where the 9 ball's sitting right now. The 1 ball up table down here at the near the head rail as well, that break. I don't know if she's cueing a little too high or if her tip is coming up in her break. Looks like the one is maybe just fallen into a window where Tammy can hit it. I'm not quite positive. A little tight. I think I would be asking for the ref if she tries to go through that. There is a 2 rail where she can kick from behind. The upside of that 2 rail is that 9 ball's going places potentially. Alright, so yeah, it looks like she's trying to shoot through the gap. So they've beckoned our tournament director and referee, Chris Rogers, over to keep an eye on it. Pretty good hit there. Looks like maybe the 1-2 might be on for the corner. Maybe a little lined up into the top rail there. Big move is hitting it on that upper side. Will throw the 2-ball towards the pocket. No, Linda laughing at herself a little bit. I'm not sure if she was playing safe and just leaked it out. She's laughing about that, or if she was playing the combo and just, did not get enough of the 1-ball to push the 2-ball. And maybe it wasn't lined up at all. Maybe she was playing safe. One downside to only having this one camera angle is a little projected distortion to the table, so sometimes it's hard. I do have the advantage of being in the room, so I can look up and over at the table, the physical table itself, but even then I'm a little ways back. It doesn't always clear things up for me. All right, if anybody's interested in scores, it looks like Sophia leads Sheila 4-1 on this table, just on the just to the other side of the top of the screen. Then we got Nicole and Andy on the table to the top and left of the screen here. Looks like they're taking a break and it's tied at 3-all. And the table immediately to our left, so that's our other A-side match between Sarah and Amy. I cannot see their scorecard, so I'm not sure what the score of that one is. Guess I can look online, see if they're live scoring. They are not, so I do not know the score of that one. All right, shape on the 4, should be able to run this ball forward. Just needs to get in that wedge between the rail and the 8-ball. So she has to look at the 6. Doesn't want to get straight on the 6 though. Needs to keep an angle. Oh, and she mishit it. I feel like Linda's got a free bank here. She can bank the 4 to the side and just let this cue ball come back underneath that traffic. If she makes it, she's got a shot on the 6. If she misses it, she's got a good chance to have cover underneath those balls and leave Tammy hooked. Banked it wide. Don't think she got underneath those balls as well as she could have. Yep, a little on the thin side there. To her benefit, that cue ball rolls all the way back down almost to the head rail. I like sending the cue ball down to that foot rail. Oh, she almost makes it. What a bummer. I think she was, I feel like she was just trying to send the cue ball down there. So very unfortunate. She almost made it and she hangs up.
She's shooting on table 7.
Oh, she opened it up, but gets hooked. That is the unfortunate outcome that happens often when you run into a ball unintentionally. She go behind the 8? She's just trying to tie it up. I think she wanted to push the 8 onto the 6. Should be all right. I liked going straight down the table between the 9 and the 8. But this angle is definitely going to take you over for the 8 ball. Just needs to draw back a hair. Foot and a half. Well, she's gone forward unintentionally, but she does have a ball does play into the side. Slow down, Bo. Alright, you're ball or two down, one ball down, 6 ball down. Let's see the two. Two does not have a pocket. Oh, she wasn't on the rail. Let's say you get crazy, stun straight into that 9 ball. Maybe it caroms off the 7 to the corner. No, Sophia up 4-1 and on the 9 ball on that table just above the Lippmann Lights logo. Potential being the first match done of this second round of the day. Well, they didn't have their score marked correctly. No, I have the score wrong. Sophia is not on the hill. Sheila is on the hill. My bad. So Sheila's on the hill 4-2. Sophia with the 9 ball to stay alive. Apologize for that if anybody was relying on me to correctly relay the scores. I have failed you. Shot. Did that 9 ball get just barely in her way? Even if it is, she can still go rail first here. Oh, she had a lot more ball than I thought. Just gonna get away with it though. A little bit of a whoopsie. I forgot to mention there is a second chance tournament for the women that finished out of the money yesterday. That was capped at 16 players, which was filled up pretty quickly this morning. That started right around 11. There is a bracket online for that as well. For anybody interested, maybe I should pull that up so I can keep an eye on what's going on as well. Really, I can't find it.
It's around 7 or 8. And you're both on the One of them is, three of the four are, the two of the four are board members, and she's staying tonight.
No wonder I couldn't find it. Somebody accidentally typed in 2024 instead of 2025. But it looks like they are doing a race to 3 on each side for that second chance tournament. Where's this 5 gonna sit? It's gonna sit funny. That's where it's gonna sit. Well, that's 7 goes in that upper left corner. It throws. It goes up the 9. All right, a couple things going Linda's way, it looks like, finally. Getting a favorable roll with that 5 ball dressing up right in front of the pocket. You know, just gonna have to play the 8-9 combo because the 8 past the 9 into the corner is, from where I'm sitting looking across the table, pretty tight, if not at all makeable. One thing she needs to make sure she doesn't do is let the cue ball run forward. It looks to me, if the cue ball goes forward, it's going to be headed towards the same pocket as the 9 ball. At the same time, just want to focus. Well, that cue ball did run forward, so she's fortunate that she missed it. Because had she made it, I think the cue ball may have ended up in there with the 9. Tammy gonna maybe bank this. Bank it wide, put it underneath the 9. Is she gonna try and cut it in? Or just go all in on the bank? Those are a couple options she has there. Just grabbed her extension on the back of her cue, so she's got a longer reach out here under the table. Stretched out like that, I don't think I would be cutting this ball. I think I definitely like trying to extend the game here. Try and bank those 2 rails underneath the 9. She got the 2 rail apart. It wasn't wide enough. That's gonna come back out to the center of the table.
She actually drew a line. I started planning to go to math during that.
What a great shot from Linda. Did really well to manage that cue ball, keep it on that flat line there, back and forth. A little unfortunate that she's shooting off the rail. At least increases difficulty of the shot by a hair. But straight in. All right. After Linda put that first game on the board, she's picked up some momentum here. It's down 4-0. It's now 1 game trailing Tammy by only a game. See if Linda makes an adjustment on the break, see if she manages her cue ball a little bit better. She's been losing it down table towards the foot rail. Score update for our night following the main tournament. It looks like Nicole Denisi and Andy Camping are now at 4-all. So that is a hill match. The winner advancing to play the loser of one of our A-side matches. The loser will be collecting a pay stub for 7th through 8th of that match. Well, yeah, her cue ball is definitely running forward. I'm curious if she's doing that on purpose, if she's trying to run it forward and back out. But it definitely seems like it keeps getting stuck down there towards the foot rail. And the 1 ball keeps coming up or down here on the TV view towards the head rail. Looks like she's either going to have to jump or roll out. I like the decision to pull out there. I also like that she moved the 5 in front of the 3 ball. So should Tammy make the 1 and get it on the 2, she'd have to contend with the 3-5 combo. Did what she could with what she could see of the 2 ball there. The way she ran into 5, trapped her behind the 3. This 2 ball cuts to the corner. Tammy should be able to run her cue ball forward and back across for the 3. Might be half a pocket, maybe, for that 9 ball past the 5. Maybe it's a little more than half a pocket, maybe 2/3 of a pocket. Just because of how little pocket there is. Can't necessarily fire this because if it catches that point, it's not going to go in. I don't think. She just rolled it. Tammy gonna go up on the hill, 5-3. What a good combo that was. So little of that pocket. A little unfortunate for Linda that that lined up like that, but balls roll funny sometimes. As I mentioned, the bracket is out on Digital Pool. You're watching on your laptop or your computer, scan that QR code with your phone, it'll take you there. You can also go to digital pool, type in NWPA 2025 for stop number 1 into the search, and that should bring it up. Also look at the payout structure there. Players in this match are guaranteed, what was that, $146?
So when I got one, that's the 7 ball and took away, just kept rolling. He did it that in the next one. She got lost 2 a.m. rack or something like that. It's just that's happening.
Tammy smashing those balls. The 1 and the 5 on the break there. Got a back cut on this 2.
You know, and the 1 ball was in the and so she's coming over. Actually, she wants to crack her. It's trying. I know it's right. Maybe get her grab. No, that's the. But yes, those are situations.
I feel like ideally cutting this, you'd like to go send your cue ball between the 6 and the 9 to that head rail. A little bit, just a touch of left spin. Hopefully it opens up out of that rail. It's trying to play short here. 8 ball's so big. She got there. Missed the ball though. Sometimes people forget, had you made the ball, your contact's slightly different, and it doesn't guarantee that the position, your perfect position was actually going to be perfect position.
I got to do that. Say it. No, not.
Now, 8 ball still making this 3 ball a little funny to get on. I think that's worked out. I think she is in the wedge. That cue ball goes past the 8 ball and gets into that rail to cut the 3.
But I have once. Yeah.
We'll have to bring this cue ball back a little bit. Or go forward and back down. She stood up, I feel like. Stood up trying to power that ball. Well, maybe Tammy has returned the favor. An early 9 here. 4-9 looks pretty tasty. Well, it looks like Nicole and Andy have just finished. It looks that Andy just won that 5-4 in that B-side match. Looks like Nicole's run has ended. We'll finish seventh. Oh no, don't be like that. No. You go for the throat here and just bank that 4 into the 9. You could skim the cue ball off the top side of that 4 and let the cue run into the 9. Easy to scratch that way. I don't necessarily love that shot. I'm probably going all in, banking this 4 back to 9. You bank it short, it might Z and still go in.
I didn't even look at it. I didn't.
Oh, it opened up. Well, I think it was the right shot, even if it's going to sell out. Another look for Linda. All right, Linda's still alive here. Close that gap again to a single game deficit. All right, our other B-side match is just finished. It looks like Sheila has beaten Sophia 5-3. Sophia gonna finish 7th, 8th. Sheila moving on to play the loser of one of our 2 A-side matches. Well, it's I think the best looks that Linda's had at the 1 ball after the break. And the downside is she doesn't have a whole lot of angle on it and a lot of table to get back on the 2 ball. So one way or another, gonna need a stroke shot here. I'm probably trying to go forward, come back down between the gap between the 9 and the 8. Yeah. Got a little bit of a stun shot there. You have an edge of the 2, maybe enough to cut it.
There's some beans. No.
All right, open table for Tammy here. Just like to try and go into that right side rail, pull back down here, back out that rail for the 3-ball.
So.
Still jumping up a little bit on those power shots, but she hit that one square. Yep, it's a little close to the rail here. Can't tell how straight she is on the 4. It looks like she's got a little angle going into the rail below the side pocket. If she does, that's great because she can go into the rail and back out for the 5. If it's really straight, all she can do is just roll it in and take the back cut on the 5. Looks like she actually had angle going above the side pocket, but held that ball really well. I expected it to run forward a little bit more. This is actually really good position. I like the decision that she made just to keep it simple and play it as the table gave it to her. I lacking a little bit of angle here, which kind of forces you to try and pull back and shoot this 8 in the upper left. A little more angle, and she can go into the rail and back out to shoot the 8 in the upper right. Drawing in position is always a little touchy. It's easy to under or overdo it. Now, decision to make. Cut to the upper left or cut to the upper right. Looking at the upper right. Needs to be wary of that upper left pocket. All right, now she's looking the line to shoot it the other way. So we'll see which one she settles on. Having to think about it.
I think I made it further. And I have what the baby shots. I can't do that.
Looks like she's going to the upper left.
7, 8. Well, there were 12 players in the Black Friday match. And I'm nothing.
9 and 12. Finish 8, 17. Misses. Double eliminate.
Yeah.
All right. One shot on the 8-ball. And they're looking to tie this at Hill.
It doesn't really matter. It's a table. So you have to think we have to wait until both of these matches are done because I need the losers to go over to the start. They're 3-3 over here on two. This is 5. So just keep an eye on 2 and 3-3. And as soon as they're done, you know you'll be up. Okay. Yeah, that's so small. I don't even bother anything. I just wait until I'm done because I always start each round at the same time. That's 118. So you're waiting for that reaction.
All right, she's still got to come with a shot on the 9 ball here. Well, looks like we are going hill hill. It's what we like to see at Hill Hill Productions. All right, 5 all. Let's payout structure again. I mentioned these players are guaranteed 5th, 6th currently. So $146. The winner will be guaranteed at least 3rd, so you're looking at almost a $200 difference in guaranteed money just by winning this last rack.
2, just 1 and 2. For my bar table tournament. I'd rather have a buffer. Right? Yeah, I can put a tray of balls on there that's not the dynasty, which I think somebody wants the dynasty. What if like 5 and 6 be perfectly cool to use? Well, I already grabbed all the roll. Oh. So what did you just need the balls? Yeah. Oh yeah, because if it's anybody's practice, they have 7 and 8. Oh, I thought you meant to use the table. Okay. Yes, of course you.
All right, Tammy's been smashing these balls. Feel like she's been averaging 2 balls on the break. One in the side. Looked like maybe it was the 2 ball that threatened the corner pocket. I did not see if that was the. It's not. It was the wing ball on the other side, I think. It looks like a couple balls. 7 and the 2 threatened that pocket. Now 2 in a tough spot. You can see it though. Try and play safe. Yep. She's got to look at this 2. You can see it between the 7 and the 9. Looks like she's got enough to cut it even to that upper right. Tough to hold for the 3 ball though. Maybe if you could run into the 9, or even a little outside, run into the 8 ball maybe. Good cut. Land in the zone for the 3 with angle. Looks like she might have to go into the 9 ball. Draw back. Maybe a little. Right. Well, I think maybe the 4 passes the 6 on the side. Looks like maybe it was a little tight. Aired to the high side of that side pocket. Just caught the point. Wrong shot on the 5 ball there from Linda. Should be able to just play this in the side. Let the cue ball go towards that second diamond. Back out the 5, 8. Oh, she's trying to go around. And she's got a shot on the side, but just feel like you're then playing for the short side of the 8 ball. Maybe she's got the right angle to go forward and back across to the height, to the long side of the 8. Nope, short side. Yeah, I think if she just rolled that 6 in and then let that cue ball go below the 7 to shoot in the opposite side, she had probably would have had a better angle from the 7 to the 8. If she can stiff this bank. Don't scratch.
Oh. Somebody represent.
If you play it, yeah, you're playing it. right? It was frustrating. Yes.
Full ball, go, 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 go. Well, like that she definitely went in on coming down and back across the table. Trying to hold that ball is nearly impossible, and most of the time, you end up on this bottom headrail. All right. Big shot on the 9 ball here for Linda. Chance to complete the comeback.
Like, I didn't feel good, but they're not. They're not.
Well, this is not a gimme. I mean, I would still say that Tammy is a strong, very strong favorite to make this ball from here. But it is hill. Comes down to keeping your focus, putting the game away. And that she has. Well, what a good comeback from Linda, regardless. Started this match down 4-0, took a break, started to rally back, was down 5-3, managed to tie it up at Hill. It just came down to the wire. Came down to the 9 ball even on this Hill match. Well, good shooting from both players. Both players still in, so Linda's just going to hop over to the B side. And Tammy will be playing either Sarah Moore or Amy Wilson McDonald for the point. We're going to take a little break. We're still waiting for that Amy-Sarah match, which last I heard was 3-3. Next round won't start until that match is done. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly with more action here on the TV table at tour stop number 1, Northwest Women's Pool Association 2025 tour. Well, while we wait, I've panned the camera over to the match that we're still waiting to finish between Sarah and Amy. Amy at the table right now. The score of that is 5-4. I believe Amy has 5, so she's on the hill. But yeah, I'll just put the camera over there for now, and I'm gonna duck away for a little bit until we have our TV matchup, which I believe will be between Andy Camping and the loser of this match. I've got the camera pointed at. All right, we'll be back in a little bit.